Hello everybody and welcome to the playoffs of the 2016 NFL season. I'm your host, the one, the only Team 112, and let us dive in, shall we? Hope you all enjoyed your holidays. Starting off with last week, went 11-5 to end the year with a regular season total of a 154-102. Improvement from last year. I believe I was 142-114. Hope everyone's prediction series went well and hope y'all finished with positive numbers. Let's dive into the categories, shall we? Now, as of now, I'm going to stick with the regular segment of how I do things until I decide otherwise. But for now, we're going to do it as usual, starting with the most interesting game of the week. Now, since there are 4 games, this is easier to decide. You figure out which one's easier. So, one game really stuck out the most for me, and for a lot of people who I talked to, they agreed with me on this. New York at Green Bay. Now, a lot of people are saying with Green Bay on their hot streak right now and everything that this should be an easy game against the Giants. But, for history's sake, the Giants, Eli Manning especially, has had his times where he's gone into Lambeau and he's won. And when he wins, he eventually goes on and wins all the way to the Super Bowl. So Eli has done pretty good in Green Bay. But then again, Eli is not Eli of 2011 or 2007. The defense looks nice, I'll say that much. But then again, Eli likes to throw a couple picks here and there. But then again, Green Bay secondary, not that good. Not that good. So we'll see how this game goes down to between the offenses and the defense. Green Bay's offense versus New York's defense. We'll see how it goes down to. Now the most close scoring game now due to the QB battles in there. It's obvious that Oakland at Houston is going to be potentially even low scoring. Questionable offenses with decent defenses. I mean, Houston has been arguably had a really good defense throughout the year, able to carry quarterbacks like Osweiler to the postseason and to win the division. Oakland, after a beautiful start, led by quarterback Derek Carr, everything was going peachy, perfect, threats to take down New England, and sail on through to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately shattered like his fibula. Too soon? Sorry, but yeah. It's going to be a low scoring. Connor Cook's going to get the starting nod. So, we'll see how he does against Houston. And of course, the biggest blowout game. You can debate this. I chose Detroit at Seattle. Detroit, probably the only NFC team, or at least everyone's last pick of the NFC of the 6 teams to make it to the Super Bowl. But I mean, if they do, it's going to be difficult because they got to go through Seattle now. And then they head to Dallas if they win this game. So Detroit's got a lot to do if they're going to want to get the Super Bowl. But knowing Seattle, especially at home in the postseason, hard to trust. Hard to trust. But you can debate any other games too. Here are my picks. I'm taking Oakland over Houston. A lot of people are taking Houston mainly because they're the home team and their defense is slightly better. I have faith in Oakland, and I don't trust Brock Osweiler or anything, personally. Seattle over Detroit. I mean, can Detroit win it? It's possible. Seattle's one of those up and down teams. But we'll see what happens. Pittsburgh over Miami. I don't trust the Dolphins. I don't think they're that good. And they will. I mean, you can argue who will be the bigger blowout. But, yeah. And then the Packers over Giants. I trust. It comes down to QB versus QB. Who do you trust more? And I'll take Rodgers over Eli Manning, personally. And, of course, the Pats, Chiefs, Cowboys, Falcons have the byes. We'll discuss who plays who when they win and who I think will go down to the divisional round. And just for sake of who I think will win all the playoffs based on these things and whatnot, I'm still going to stick with New England and Dallas. Atlanta, on the other hand, is making its case strong enough for me to not go with Dallas. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And that'll be all for me today. See you all in the divisional games.